And you shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen. In skilled work shall it be made, with cherubim. And you shall hang it upon 4 pillars of acacia, overlaid with gold, with hooks of gold, upon 4 bases of silver. And ye shall hang the veil from the clasps, and bring the ark of the covenant in there within the veil. And the veil shall separate for you the holy place from the most holy. You shall put the mercy seat upon the ark of the covenant in the most holy place. And you shall set the table outside the veil, and the lampstand on the south side of the tabernacle, opposite the table. And you shall put the table on the north side. And you shall make a screen for the door of the tent, of blue and purple and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen, embroidered with needlework. And you shall make for the screen 5 pillars of acacia, and overlay them with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold, and ye shall cast 5 bases of bronze for them. You shall make the altar of acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits. And you shall make horns for it on 4 corners. Its horns shall be of 1 piece with it, and ye shall overlay it with bronze. Ye shall make pots for it to receive its ashes, and shovels and basins and forks and fire pans. All its utensils you shall make of bronze. Ye shall also make for it a grating, a network of bronze. And upon the net you shall make 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. And you shall set it under the ledge of the altar, so that the net shall extend halfway down the altar. And you shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. And the poles shall be through the rings, so that the poles shall be upon the 2 sides of the altar, when it is carried. You shall make it hollow, with boards, as it has been shown you on the mountain. So shall it be made. You shall make the court of the tabernacle. On the south side the court shall have hangings of fine twined linen 100 cubits long for 1 side. Their pillars shall be 20, and their bases 20, of bronze, but the hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. And likewise, for its length on the north side, there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, their pillars 20, and their bases 20, of bronze, but the hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. And for the breadth of the court, on the west side, there shall be hangings for 50 cubits, with 10 pillars and 10 bases. The breadth of the court, on the front to the east, shall be 50 cubits. The hangings for the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, with 3 pillars and 3 bases. On the other side, the hangings shall be 15 cubits, with 3 pillars and 3 bases. For the gate of the court there shall be a screen, 20 cubits long, of blue and purple and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen, embroidered with needlework. It shall have 4 pillars, and with them 4 bases. All the pillars around the court shall be filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their bases of bronze. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, the breadth 50, and the height 5 cubits, with hangings of fine twined linen, and bases of bronze. All the utensils of the tabernacle for every use, and all its pegs, and all the pegs of the court, shall be of bronze. And you shall command the sons of Israel, that they bring to you pure beaten olive oil for the light, that a lamp may be set up to burn continually, in the tent of meeting, outside the veil which is before the covenant. Aaron and his sons shall tend it from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever to be observed throughout their generations by the sons of Israel. Then bring near to you Aaron your brother, and his sons with him, from among the sons of Israel, to serve me as priests, Aaron and Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. And you shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother, for glory and for beauty. And you shall speak to all who have ability, whom I have endowed with an able mind, that they make Aaron's garments, to consecrate him for my priesthood. There are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, an ephod, a robe, a coat of checker work, a turban, and a sash. They shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother and his sons to serve me as priests. They shall receive gold, blue, and purple, and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen. And they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet stuff, and of fine twined linen. skillfully worked. It shall have 2 shoulder pieces attached to its 2 edges, that it may be joined together. And the skillfully woven band upon it, to belt it on, shall be of the same workmanship and materials, of gold, blue, and purple and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen. And you shall take 2 onyx stones, and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on the one stone, and the names of the remaining 6 on the other stone, in the order of their birth. As a jeweler engraves signets, so shall you engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel. You shall enclose them in settings of gold filigree. And you shall set the 2 stones upon the shoulder pieces of the ephod as stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord upon his 2 shoulders for remembrance. And you shall make settings of gold filigree, and 2 chains of pure gold, twisted like cords, and you shall attach the corded chains to the settings. And you shall make a breastpiece of judgment in skilled work, like the work of the ephod you shall make it, of gold, blue, and purple, and scarlet stuff, and fine twined linen shall you make it. It shall be square and double, a span its length, and a span its breadth. And you shall set in it 4 rows of stones. A row of sardius, topaz, and carbuncle shall be the first row, and the second row an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond, and the third row a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst, and the 4th row a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold filigree. There shall be 12 stones with their names according to the names of the sons of Israel. They shall be like signets, each engraved with its name, for the 12 tribes. And ye shall make for the breastpiece twisted chains like cords, of pure gold. And ye shall make for the breastpiece 2 rings of gold, and put the 2 rings on the 2 edges of the breastpiece. The 2 ends of the 2 cords you shall attach to the 2 settings of filigree, and so attach it in front of the shoulder pieces of the ephod. And ye shall make 2 rings of gold, and put them at the 2 ends of the breastpiece, on its inside edge next to the ephod. And ye shall make 2 rings of gold, and attach them in front to the lower part of the 2 shoulder pieces of the ephod, at its joining above the skillfully woven band of the ephod. And they shall bind the breastpiece by its rings to the rings of the ephod with a lace of blue, that it may lie upon the skillfully woven band of the ephod, and that the breastpiece shall not come loose from the ephod. So Aaron shall bear the names of the sons of Israel in the breastpiece of judgment upon his heart, when he goes into the holy place, to bring them to continual remembrance before the Lord. And in the breastpiece of judgment you shall put the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be upon Aaron's heart, when he goes in before the Lord. Thus Aaron shall bear the judgment of the sons of Israel upon his heart before the Lord continually. To the choirmaster, a psalm of David. Yes, I hear the whispering of many, terror on every side, as they scheme together against me, as they plot to take my life. But I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies and persecutors. Let your face shine on your servant. Save me in your merciful love. Let me not be put to shame, O Lord, for I call on you. Let the wicked be put to shame. Let them go dumbfounded to Sheol. Let the lying lips be silent, which speak insolently against the righteous in pride and contempt. O how abundant is your goodness, which you have laid up for those who fear you, and wrought for those who take refuge in you, in the sight of the sons of men. In the shelter of your presence you hide them from the plots of men. You hold them safe under your shelter from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he has wondrously shown me his merciful love when I was beset as in a besieged city. I had said in my alarm, I am driven far from your sight, but you heard my supplications when I cried to you for help. Love the Lord, all you his saints. The Lord preserves the faithful, but abundantly repays him who acts haughtily. Be strong, and let your heart take courage, all you who wait for the Lord. The same day Sadducees came to him, who say that there is no resurrection. And they asked him a question, saying, Teacher, Moses said, if a man dies, having no children, his brother must marry the widow, and raise up children for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers among us. The first married and died, and having no children, left his wife to his brother. So too the second and third, down to the 7th. After them all, the woman died. In the resurrection, therefore, to which of the 7 will she be wife? For they all had her. But Jesus answered them, You are wrong, because you know neither the Scriptures nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. And as for the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what was said to you by God? I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not God of the dead, but of the living. And when the crowd heard it, they were astonished at his teaching. But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they came together. And one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law? And he said to him, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And a second is like it, You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments depend all the law and the prophets. Now while the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them a question, saying, What do you think of the Christ? Whose son is he? They said to him, The son of David. He said to them, How is it then that David, inspired by the Spirit, calls him Lord, saying, The Lord said to my Lord, Sit at my right hand, till I put your enemies under your feet. If David thus calls him Lord, how is he his son? And no one was able to answer him a word, nor from that day did anyone dare to ask him any more questions. The Lord knows our weaknesses before they come to the fore. He knows that most of us would like to settle down, find a comfortable spot, and just coast through life, each day easier than the last. Yet from the beginning, he set up a religion that militates against that tendency in us. He commissions a portable altar, in a portable sanctuary, where his presence dwells, on the portable ark of the covenant. He is not a stagnant deity, but a God on the move. He invites us to find safety and refuge, not in routines or customs, but in him alone. The psalmist speaks of those who take refuge in you, that in the shelter of your presence you hide them. God wants us to be safe, but not comfortable. He wants us to be on the move with him, following him bravely wherever he leads us. Be strong, and let your heart take courage. That is the calling he issues. Jesus' teaching here shows us how the Lord wants us to direct all that dynamic courage when he tells us the 2 most important commandments, which are all about going out of ourselves. Love God and love your neighbor. In what ways has God given you courage to go out of yourself in love?